I don't think you need a lot of friends. I think you need one really reliable, good friend or more, depending on, what your needs are. And I think that as I've gotten older, I realized that, the best things in life, success in particular, but also hard times are best shared with other people. And the best way to make friends really is twofold. A friend of mine once said this. He said, people with interests are interesting. So if you're interested in things, going and interacting with those things, even if they're within books, etc., have interests, genuine interests. Don't just learn things for learning's sake, but just have interests. This notion of be the person who sends the good morning text. Now, if somebody never reciprocates, well then, okay, maybe you look elsewhere and send your energy elsewhere. But be the person who checks up on somebody, on a family member or friend on a regular basis. Be the person of service, and you can volunteer, you can help people in any number of ways. And then I need my space to reset. And that hasn't always been healthy, but I've done my best to try and get better at it over time. And people that make that list are either the same way, a few of them are definitely the same way, where I'm like, hey, I haven't heard from them in a while. But then when I sit down with them or we have a phone call, it's like they're really there. In fact, some of these people will say, let's talk tomorrow, and it never happens. And I know they're not flaky. I know that they're doing other things. And then when they're ready and we get on a call, man, it's the richest interaction I've ever had. It's so deep and so rich. I'm like, I get so much out of a 10-minute conversation. It's like, yes, or an hour-long conversation. And then there are friends that I'll hang out with for a week, I'll go visit, go for a hike with. And giving a significant portion of ourselves to try and really be there for people. Because ultimately, I think that's what we want in social interactions. We want listening, we want shared experience, we want all that stuff. And that stuff's great. But ultimately, it's like, when you ask who makes the list, it's like, I'm thinking of these people now, it's like, I feel like they're always with me, and I wouldn't trade any amount of money, any amount of anything for that. And I think that a really good life includes some of that. So, forgive me for being emotional, or don't, it doesn't really matter to me. I just feel like that's the real stuff that makes life really worth living. And it has nothing to do, with dopamine, or maybe it does, or it doesn't matter what the mechanisms are. What matters is that we all have that capacity, and it starts by just showing up on a regular basis, showing somebody that you can care about them enough to think about them each morning. So, yeah, appreciate you letting me share that. It's something that at this stage of life, I'm like, okay, I know a few things, it's a lot I still have to learn, but that one's for sure. Yeah, friendship it's vital.